Welcome to episode 46 of Motivating Mondays, a weekly podcast and YouTube series dedicated to help Canadian job developers and other employer engagement professionals develop the tools, resources, expertise, and network to excel at achieving sustainable employment outcomes for their clients or students. My name is Christian St. Cyr, National Director of the Canadian Job Development Network, and today we're looking at the amazing results mentorship can produce for job seekers who are struggling to get into a specific sector. According to new data from Signal 49 Research, unemployment rates of mentorship participants decreased by nearly 3/4 following participation in a mentorship program. Not only does mentorship have an incredible track record of producing employment results, but it also increases self-confidence, subject matter expertise, and basic faith in the job market. A few years ago, I was in a meeting with a manager of an immigrant mentorship program, and she noted that not only did most participants go on to successful employment, but a surprisingly large number went on to employment in a field of employment that they had trained for in their home country. I was fascinated by this, and since then have been looking for statistics which really support the effectiveness of mentorship. As I mentioned earlier, Signal 49 Research, which is the new name of the Conference Board of Canada, released a publication titled Opening the Toolbox: Barriers to Immigrant Professional Mentorship and Networking Programs, and it included a survey of about 1,900 mentees in mentoring programs across 8 cities throughout Canada. The researchers compared employment outcomes of program participants at 2 points of time. They found that the unemployment rates for participants decreased from 73% at the time of mentoring to just 19% 1 year after the program was complete. Program participants also secured jobs that matched their expertise and skill level. 71% of participants reported working in their field after 12 months of mentoring, as opposed to 27% before mentoring. When we talk about groups which are underrepresented in the labor market, whether it's immigrants, those with disabilities, Indigenous Canadians, youth, mature workers, or LGBTQ2S+, the common denominator in many cases is a lack of social and professional connections, which can result in employment opportunities. While there are already tremendous mentorship opportunities out there and going on, it isn't exactly woven into the fabric of our society. Outside someone connecting with an influential person in their life, we mostly think about structured mentorship programs, which often exist within professional organizations or government-funded mentorship programs tailored to specific occupations. I think one of the reasons why people are so reticent about mentorship is that it seems to be complicated or possibly one-sided. I'd like to suggest that mentorship doesn't need to be complicated or unbalanced. Prior to professional organizations getting into delivery of mentorship programs, this is just something people naturally did. An employer, a teacher, someone in the community, a trusted friend or family member supported or inspired someone to reframe career decisions in a new way. That is a mentor. Unfortunately, it's very hard for people to build those connections. People are, I don't know if you noticed, extremely busy. The world is far more complex, and we're now constantly being bombarded by texts and alerts. In Mentor Canada's State of Mentorship report, they share that 38% of young adults in Canada today face barriers to accessing mentors in middle and high school. Those are between the ages of 12 and 18. And yet the benefits of mentorship are enormous. One factor often reported is that Gen Z is struggling with unparalleled levels of anxiety and depression and hopelessness. Mentorship is a powerful tool in building self-esteem, confidence, and positive mental health. According to the State of Mentorship report, 67% of mentored youth reported good or excellent mental health, compared to 62% of non-mentored youth. The report also found that 70% of mentored youth said that their most meaningful mentor during their teenage years had a significant influence on their hope and optimism for the future. So how do we find mentorship in an increasingly chaotic world? We just need to redefine what we're looking for. There is a continuum of mentorship that can run from a brief meeting to a formalized process that might run for weeks or months or even years. The following is an outline of 4 mentorship pathways that can have a profound impact on a job seeker's career opportunities. These include, number 1, information interviews. 2, unstructured professional guidance. 3, professional associations. And 4, structured, supported mentorship programs. Now, there are many professionals who will be turned off by a highly structured program with a significant time commitment and lots of meetings, and that yet they can still make a significant contribution in bite-sized pieces. Let's talk about the informational interview, for instance. While you may think an informational interview is not mentorship, it's guidance that can have a profound impact on a person's life. They will also be a pathway to professional connections that people who are new to the job market or new to the country, they often just simply don't have. When you think about your own career, how often have you been given a piece of advice that may have never been any more than a sentence or two, but has guided much of your career? Information interviews not only provide a treasure trove of insights, but also professional connections that can be valuable to establish more significant mentorship opportunities in the future. Then we have unstructured professional guidance. Now, this is how we traditionally think about mentor. If you think about someone in your personal life and then you say, they're my mentor, there may not be a professional relationship. It's just an individual who inspired you or had insights into your career. Often people are reluctant to go back to the people who were influential in their life to seek this guidance, but this is a gateway to the hidden job market and an excellent platform for building self-confidence. Because unstructured professional guidance doesn't start off with the same guidelines as a structured program, it is essential that mentees respect people's time, that they be accountable and demonstrate appreciation for the insights and opportunities the mentorship arrangement provides. Then we have professional associations. Many professional associations provide their own mentorship programs to help connect seasoned professionals with people who are new to the sector or new to the country. The associations may include engineers, nurses, or human resources professionals. Typically, these programs exist in professions where the work is highly structured and there is a benefit of learning best practices and new approaches. Recent graduates and newcomers should consult with their professional association to see if these opportunities exist. This is an extremely strong pathway to employment, as seasoned mentors will typically have multiple connections that could result in employment. Structured and supported mentorship programs. These programs are often contracted by government to create networking connections for underrepresented groups. While these programs are often developed for specific groups such as women or Indigenous Canadians, they create an informed understanding of the challenges a broad group of individuals may face, and the mentors are aware of which populations that they're supporting. One of the great benefits of these programs is that there is a third stakeholder in the arrangement. The mentors and the mentees can turn to the organization if they need to refocus, to clarify, or to get further assistance. Unfortunately, according to Signal 49's research, mentorship programs have significant barriers in their work. These include an insufficient supply of mentors, particularly in specialized fields, a lack of program awareness, geographic and linguistic challenges, and restrictive eligibility criteria. While you're reading this, you may walk away thinking that mentorship is something that really only benefits the mentees, but there is growing support for mentorship among employers. In 2023, a survey by Harris Poll found that 76% of hiring managers believe internal mentorship programs are essential to reducing the brain drain. In fact, those who do not have mentorship programs acknowledge such practices allow an employer to upskill and reskill staff, 54%, as well as attract prospective employees, 31% responded this. Those who offer a mentorship program in the workplace also said that they are beneficial for things like upskilling and reskilling employees. 80%, 4 out of 5 said that. Cultivate greater connections between employees, 51%. Attract prospective employees, 45%. Keep older workers engaged, 38%. And reduce the brain drain, 37%. On the other side of the equation, 87% of job seekers surveyed said that they find companies offering mentorship programs as more attractive. Are you a mentor, or have you ever thought about being one? If not, I've got news for you. You already are a mentor. Job development, by its very nature, is a mentoring role. Every day you are sharing insights and knowledge about employers that is not easy to come by. The people are integrating this information into their job search and into their career planning. I believe there is a strong business case for helping local employers develop their own approaches to mentorship. Perhaps it's just in the form of scheduling information interviews, or perhaps it's something more complex. Share the data that we've shared in this newsletter with employers about the benefits of developing mentorship programs. This will give your clients or students greater visibility among local employers and will significantly increase their employment opportunities. If you have not yet registered for Labor Market 101 in either British Columbia or Ontario, this is the last week to do it. We'll be closing registration this Thursday, February 26th. And as I said, there are separate training modules for each profession. The idea is, how do you best integrate labor market information? And so we have one for resource room advisors on Monday, March 2nd, one for employment case managers on Tuesday, March 3rd, one for facilitators on Wednesday, March 4th, one for job developers on Thursday, March 5th, and the last one for managers and supervisors on Friday, March 6th. As I mentioned, we have 2 sessions planned, one for BC, one for Ontario. If you want more information about BC, just go to labormarketonline.com/LMI101. And for Ontario, go to ontarioLaborMarketOnline.org/LMI101. I just want to thank you so much for joining us. Please click the like or subscribe button in your platform. Search for Motivating Mondays wherever you download podcasts. We'd also love if you could rate or review this podcast or YouTube channel. Now, we do these sessions live and for free every Monday morning on Microsoft Teams with job developers from across Canada. It'd be so great if you could join us. Just go to jobdevelopment.org to learn more. If you have any questions, you can send me an email to my direct email address. It's cstcyr@labormarketsolutions.ca. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have an amazing week.